So how do I handle recession? Don't let the bastards grind you down. You're letting COVID, you're letting housing, interest rates, tariffs, you're letting this stuff grind you down. Don't do it. Rally, pivot. What can we do to improve our situation? Do we need to train more? Do we need to study more? Do we need to make more phone calls? You say, well, I'm out of phone calls. No, you're not. Go grab a phone book. I'll show you how you're not out of phone calls. You're never out of phone calls. If you called enough people and said, you want to buy a car today? No. Okay, see ya. You want to buy a car today? No. Okay. As a matter of fact, I do. I guarantee you. I don't know. You might have to make 1,000 phone calls out of that phone book and keep asking that question. Want to buy a car today? No. Okay, see ya. Okay, see ya. Okay, see ya. Oh, got one. I don't know what the number is, but can you do that? Yeah, but the market's bad. That's got nothing to do with you picking up the phone, dude. Nothing whatsoever. What can you do today to deal with this tough market situation? Don't let the bastards grind you down. How you can be the greatest salesperson on the planet.
Welcome to the Rethink Sales Show. My name is Derek Kelly. I am joined by Jim Shorkey. And Jim, speak to how do you sell when financial forecasts and whether it's rumors of war or just those times during the business when things seem tough, whether it's economically or personally. How did you keep the enthusiasm? How did you keep selling? And how did you sell in those tough economies?
So very clearly back in 2008, when the housing market crashed and all that, it was really bad. And so America was in the worst recession since the Great Depression. That said, I was doing my research and trying to figure out what I would do to pivot, right? And what I came to realize is that during the good years, the new car market was 16 million people. And in the bad times, it was projected to be 12 million new cars. So it went from 16 million to 12 million, which is a disaster. 4 million people went away. But I surmised, well, wait a second. 12 million people, that's a lot of people who are going to buy a car in America this year. And I decided that I wanted to get my fair share of those 12 million people. Plus, by doing things the right way, I was going to take other people's share as well. I felt, logically speaking, that people would back off.
Yes.
So they would back off on customer service. I wanted to have the best customer service I ever had in my history. So I worked very hard on customer service. I can remember, as an example, I had a customer come into the dealership and they had a dent in their car and it had nothing to do with us. They didn't even buy the car from us. I said, fix it. Fix the dent. Fix it. That was a marketing idea.
Yes.
What do you think those people thought when we did that? Holy
Oh my
cow.
gosh, we're going to tell every friend we know about these guys.
Exactly. So I wanted to up my service. We wanted to have the best service ever that we ever had. So we trained on great customer service. I wanted to train my salespeople on how to sell in the most effective / efficient manner. That said, if we did it the right way, when 10 people came in, normally, let's say we sold 3 cars. I wanted to sell 4. So if I was going to deal with a smaller number, I wanted to get a higher share. Okay. So I wanted to train my team better than ever. We studied books. We studied programs. We just kept studying. I developed this idea of pump up music in the sales meetings, and they were training meetings. So we trained in the meetings, not sitting around talking about how bad things are. We trained, but we also, when they walked in, they got Rocky music. They got Rocky music. And when they left, they got Rocky music. And so we were pumping it up, okay? Other dealers cut back on their advertising. I increased my advertising. Other dealers cut back on their inventories. I increased my inventories. Other dealers cut back on all kinds of aspects. Everything, I went counter to that. And as it turned out, because things were so bad, there were advertising deals. So where I was getting $100,000 worth of advertising, I paid $100,000 worth of advertising. Because of the deals, I was getting $150,000 worth of advertising. So not only was I the only one out there doing my thing, but I got 50% more bang for my buck.
Right.
It turns out with the inventory situation, the manufacturer wanted to move product. So the deals got better. The rebates, the incentives, stocking incentives, all that. I made deals that were just absolutely outrageous. They were. And I developed a reputation for that during the Great Recession. I made purchases. The Rock and Rondo comes to mind. There was a Kia vehicle that nobody sold at any large volume, but there was a deal on the car. And I figured out a way to market that car. So I was more advertising, more product, better pricing, and we just kept shouting from the rooftops. And so we actually were so busy during the Great, and there's more to it. I can't get into it all.
Sure, yeah, we don't need to go through
But I
it.
actually, believe it or not, when I first started this idea, I called it the recession plan.
Yep.
It was called the recession plan. So here's my recession plan. And I changed it to the prosperity plan. I said, you know what? We're going to prosper. I don't mean prosper in terms of making money. We're going to go through this thing. I want to come out of this in better condition to do business than I was going in. Figuring everybody else was going to go to sleep and I would be better prepared. My name would be out there. Product would be out there. The training would be solid. The service reputation would be solid. Everything being better. Jim Rohn said for years, things get better when I get better. And so I really marshaled that, so to speak, and I brought that into the game. And so we just kept working it, and the pump up music and the excitement and the enthusiasm. And I said to my people, I said, and I didn't lay anybody off. I didn't lay one person off. But I did tell my people, I said, hey, this is what we're going to do. If you aren't going to do this, then you have to leave. You can't be on this team. So you will do this or you won't be on the team. And I was serious. We're not going to sit around and talk about how bad things are. We're not going to sit around and talk about the guy up the road, down the road, in, out, up. We're not going to do that. We're going to work on getting better ourselves. It's called the internal locus of control. You can look this up, the internal locus of control, which means I am responsible, versus the external locus of control, which is the victim game, the blame game. You can't sell cars right now. The economy's in the tank. We did sell cars. People were buying cars. And so we did increase. We actually had, I don't want to sound braggadocious, but we had literally in the year 2008, 2009, we had the best year in the history of the Jim Shorkey Family Auto Group. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
We made more money than we ever made in our history. And that wasn't the goal. I told my people, I said, I'm willing to lose money. I knew my cash position. I knew my working capital. I was in a position where I could lose money and be okay and maintain my team.
Yes.
But I will and maintain my training. But I will and maintain my customer base. What happens during a recession is people get so caught up in this idea of the recession that they start mistreating their customers too. We can't do that. Things are tight.
Yeah.
We can't, even though we put the dent in your car, we're still not going to fix it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That kind of a thing. I'm oversimplifying. I realize that. But the service went down because of the economy. Our service went up because of the economy. Our advertising went up. Our stocking levels went up. Our training went up. And I could go on and on. I don't want to bore you with all this, but the fact is it ended up being called the Prosperity Plan. And you know what's interesting about that?
Go ahead.
The kids are still using it today.
Wow.
They still pull it out and look at it and say, wait a second, because they were there.
Yep.
They were part of it. Here's what we did then. You know what? Let's do that now.
And it makes a ton of sense to my question of how do you sell in a down economy? I feel like ever since COVID, I've heard for the past 5 years, almost every year from somebody, oh, this year's going to be a bad one.
Yeah,
oh,
you're
this
right.
year's going to be a bad
right,
one.
it is.
Oh, this year's
You're
going to be a
right.
bad one.
You're
oh,
right.
these tariffs are going to be a bad
You're
one.
right, it is.
Oh, this AI stuff is going to be a bad
It's
one.
going to be awful.
Yeah.
Henry Ford said, whether you think you can, I have a t-shirt. I do. Whether you think you can
Yeah.
or think you can't, you're right.
Yeah.
And so when you say it's going to be a bad year, you're right. It's going to be a bad year, and you're going to manifest that.
Yeah.
I don't buy into that. I'm going to figure out a way to make it a good year. And I remember something a guy wrote, I have it in the prosperity plan. I should get that out.
Yeah.
You might even have a copy of it. I don't know if you
I don't know. Yeah.
But then a guy said, it's one of these deals. It was a guy said this. Maybe it wasn't in there, but we talked about it. And he said, nobody's buying cars right now. Nobody anywhere, anyhow, anyway, nobody's buying cars. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Bull.
Yeah.
Not true. Yes, they are. 12 million people, in spite of all the baloney, all the COVID, all the whatever the case may be of the external locus of
tariffs,
control.
AI,
Tariffs.
whatever.
The fact is, today, right now, today, people are figuring out a way to overcome all that negativity and walk into a showroom floor right now and buy a car. And if we were to take the next 1 hour, and we can't do it, but how many people you think are going to buy a car in the next 1 hour?
Oh, hundreds.
It's
maybe thousands.
in America.
Oh,
It could be
hundreds of thousands.
10. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the number would be. You could figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, how many people buy a car per hour in the United States of America? And you're telling me nobody, oh, this 1 hour here, this one here, nobody in America is buying cars. Bull. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They're figuring a way, in spite of all the negativity, the tariffs, the COVID, the recession, the housing market, all this negativity, they're like housing market, right? People are buying houses, gang. No, they're not. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. People aren't buying insurance. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. They are. When you tell me nobody's buying insurance right now, prove it.
Yeah.
Prove it to me. I want to see the numbers. I want to see the financial statements. Oh, geez, Derek, you're right. I see it now. Nobody's buying insurance right now. Nobody's buying cars right now. I got this. It's funny. I got this thing I told you about. It's called a heavy mug.
I remember it. Yeah.
It weighs 22 pounds. Okay, it's downstairs. 22 pounds. I forget what I take. It's very expensive. It's like
It was
200
yeah,
bucks.
It was a ridiculous amount.
Who is going to buy this mug? It weighs 22 pounds. It's really a conversation piece more than anything. It's
Right.
called the heavy mug. 22 pounds. And it's this big mug. I should go get it. But anyways, 22 pounds. And you would think, who's going to buy this thing? You want to know what? When I went to buy it, it's on back order.
Wow.
It's on back order. You can't even get it.
That's crazy. People are buying it.
Yeah, you can look it up. It's called Heavy mug.
Yeah, I
M-U-G.
saw it. I looked it up.
And it's,
Yeah.
I think it's a couple hundred, it might be 270.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I was looking at it, I was like, oh, I can't spend that. I can't do it. I can't do it. But it was like, I'm looking at it, go back, looking at it, go back. Can't do it. That's crazy. And I thought, you know what, Jim, come on, you're okay. You like it, get it. So I got it, and I got one each for my sons.
Yeah.
And one for my sons. And I said to my son, Jim III, I called him, I said, have you ever heard about a heavy mug? He said, yeah. I said, have you looked at this thing? He says, yeah. He says, I've looked at it, and I've looked at it, and I've looked at it.
I did the same thing, Jim. I almost bought one.
He said, I can't pull the trigger. I said, guess what? I just pulled it for you.
That's awesome.
He said, you're kidding me. I said, no, it's on it. I said, guess what, Jim? I can't get it. We have to wait. And it was about a month or two.
Yeah.
Oh, who is going to buy a 22-pound mug that doesn't do anything special other than be heavy? Who's going to buy that? Apparently a lot of people, because I couldn't get them. And
Yep.
Jimmy has one, and we laugh and joke. And if I brought it up right now, it would be a whole podcast just talking about
Yep.
this mug. And I'm telling you what, it's heavy.
That's awesome.
It's heavy.
Man, so Jim, you're just talking about how to sell during the downtime and what you did.
That's the guy that's selling heavy mugs.
Yeah.
He'll tell you how.
Yeah, you took the opposite approach. Many people want to grab their blanket and hide, but you took the opposite approach. You said, how do we turn this downtime into an opportunity for growth?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's what we
That's
do.
phenomenal.
That's what Rethink You 2.0 is all about. That's what making your downtime prime time. Hey, I had a stroke, a bad stroke, a hemorrhagic stroke. Shoulda, coulda, woulda died. The story. 3 brain bleeds, bad shape. and I had it. I can't go back and change it. I wish I could. I made some critical errors relative to my health strategies that took me there. I can't play the blame game other than blaming myself, but that serves no purpose either. Can't go back and change it. I had a stroke. I had 3 brain bleeds. And you know what? Interestingly enough, that's an interesting story. I'll tell it real quick and then we'll jump off. I surmised and I intuited that because I had this brain bleed, brain bleeds, excuse me, 3, that I damaged my brain, which is true.
Yeah.
When you bleed, you kill brain.
Yeah, Amy and I were talking about this right after it happened.
So I had this intuition.
She was concerned about your neurology.
So I had this idea. I thought, you know what? I feel, nobody told me this. I intuited it. I feel that I'm a prime candidate for Alzheimer's disease, for Parkinson's disease, for MS, for any of the neurological diseases, because I did, in fact, damage my brain, which would be similar to a concussion or the football thing, whatever that's called, having a messing up your
hit in the head a bunch of times.
Similar to that. And I don't know this. I really don't. So I can prove it. I could go downstairs right now and get my books. I'm working on Alzheimer's disease. I'm working on Parkinson's disease. I'm working on, and let me explain. This is not medical advice, by the way. I'm working on MS. And I look at what can I do? The question I'm asking Jim Shorkey is, and Dr. Google in the books, what can I do to prevent Alzheimer's disease? I don't get it at all. What can I do to delay it? It happens down the road versus today. And what can I do to mitigate it? I get it, but I don't get it as bad as the next day. What are the things I need to do? I start looking into this and the things I need to do. Dr. Peter Attia is helping me with this right now. His book, Outlive, and he has an Alzheimer's prevention protocol. I'm following that protocol. That's the prosperity plan. I'm taking a bad situation, stroke, 3 brain bleeds, and I'm turning it into an opportunity to get better. Things get better when I get better. And so I'm following that protocol, which is why I was out here today when you showed up. What was I doing?
Walking.
What was my heart rate?
Around 100,
A little over 100.
Yep.
And I'm at 100. I'm thinking, I'm at 100. This is good. This is zone 2. I'm going to stay with it as long as I can. And I kept going. And I said, Derek, I'm going to be out here. Come get me when you're ready. He comes to get me. I said, Derek, I need 5 more minutes. Just because I'm a negotiator.
Yeah.
I got 5 more minutes of 100. And I'm thinking, and I kept thinking, Jim, you got to do your work. 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 You got to make the phone calls. You got to do the push-ups. You got to do the reading. You got to do your work. You got to do the protocol. So I'm doing this anti-Alzheimer's protocol, and I believe, I trust that I'm not going to get it. And if I do get it, that it's not going to be more immediate than maybe it would have been, and it's not going to be as bad. And you know what? If I get Alzheimer's, you're not going to be able to say, you know what, that Jim Shorkey, he sure as heck didn't try. You're not going to be able to say that. You're going to say, you know what, God, I remember talking to him about this. And he does have Alzheimer's. And in that regard, he's a lost case. He's done. He doesn't even know who he is. And that's a sad thing. I don't make light of that.
Yeah.
That's a very sad, scary thing. If you're dealing with Alzheimer's, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'll pray for you. I will. But what can I do to prevent, delay, mitigate? And the conversation over the years has been, you can't do nothing. Nothing? Let's go back to cars. Nobody's buying cars. Nobody? Nobody. Anyway, anyhow, anyway. Nobody? Oh, 12 million are.
That's right.
What can I do to prevent, delay, mitigate Alzheimer's disease?
That's right.
You can't do anything. What about this guy over here?
Yeah.
What did he do? Seek expert counsel. What did he do?
And what can I do to prevent, delay, mitigate losing money during the recession?
Same thing. It's all the same.
Right.
But Dr. Dale Bredesen, I think I'm saying his name, Bredesen or Bredesen, there's a book. I have it. I have Peter Attia. And you know what? It's interesting. When you look at what you would do to prevent Parkinson's, prevent Alzheimer's, prevent MS, any of the neurological diseases, when you look at what you would do to prevent, delay, mitigate those different neurological diseases, guess what? It's all the same thing. Wow. What's good for my heart is good for my brain.
Wow.
So by doing this, I'm taking care of my heart. I have heart issues. As I had a stroke. That's a cardiovascular system failure. And because of my own stupidity. So what can I do to take care of my heart and at the same time take care of my brain? Basically, the things that I can do to prevent, delay, mitigate Alzheimer's is going to benefit every aspect of my body on a holistic basis. Not medical advice, please. do your own research. This is what I am doing.
Yep.
All right. If you want to copy me on something, copy me on the prosperity plan. Don't copy me on anything medical because I'm not qualified to give you that advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. And basically, it's the same thing I did. And I remember, and you and I had this conversation. I laid on the hospital bed and I said, you know what? The things that I did for my part in building the Jim Shorkey Family Auto Group, this is what I'm going to do to reclaim the Jim Shorkey body.
And you did it.
Did I say that?
Yes. And you followed
Am I
through.
doing that?
Yes.
And where am I at right now in steps?
You've overstepped your goal already.
I'm right now at 14,300 steps.
You said your average is like 13.8.
13.6. And so I'm already beyond that. And I'm going to get 18,000 today. I told you that on the podcast. I'm going to get 18,000 a day. So when you leave here, I'm going to take time to eat.
Yep.
And I'm going to go out and do some more walking.
That's amazing.
Why?
Because you know the goal and you know where you're heading.
And do I have a reason why?
Yes.
That makes me cry.
Yes.
And what is that reason why?
Your 9-year-old granddaughter, who may be 10 now, you want to be able to see her if she gets married.
She's 13, actually.
13. Man, I got it wrong.
No, that was a couple years.
Yeah,
couple years ago. Whatever it was.
Yep.
Lila is now starting high school,
Yep.
and she is presently 13 years old. Yep. And I just figure 10 years from now, there's a good possibility. Not necessarily, no pressure on Lila, but I have 9 grandchildren and 2 more on the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I heard this morning.
So 11. And I just really do believe that 10 years from now, which puts me at 78,
Yep.
then I'm going to be a great grandfather.
It's amazing.
And I really do believe in my heart of hearts that 20 years from now certainly will be the case. So 20 years from now, I'm going to be 88. Now, I got to get there, don't I?
Yep.
What can I do today that my future 88-year-old version is going to be grateful for?
Yes.
It's not Doritos, gang.
Yes.
It's 100 beats per minute, and let's keep going.
So good. So good.
That's what it is. It's all the same thing. Don't make me cry. Man, it's powerful stuff. And then I got to think about, okay, so now I'm 88.
Yeah.
20 years from now, I'm 88. But I want to be a mentor to my great-grandchildren. I want to be there. I want to go to Disney World with my great-grandchildren. Now I'm 98, and I don't want to just be there. I want to be able to walk around. I want to be able to pick them up, put them on my shoulders. You said, well, you're 98 years old. You're not going to be able to do that. Says who? Says who? Why can't I?
Yep.
And according to Peter Attia, if I'm going to be 98 years old and want to pick up a 20-pound child, but I need to be able to put 60 pounds above my head today. And so that's what you work on.
That's awesome.
Because I'm going to degrade in time.
Right.
My strength will go down. My body, my muscle mass will go down. My bone density will go down. It's just the way called aging.
3 heavy mugs.
So knowing that, knowing that, I'm working on heavy stuff right now. Farmer's carries, push-ups, pull-ups.
Yep.
I can tell you right now, I started doing pull-ups. I got 1. And I almost got 2. And Peter Attia says at my age, he wants me doing 5. I'm not there.
Yep.
I'll report back. Do you think I'll get to 5?
Yes.
I will.
Yep.
I guarantee I will.
Yep.
They're tough. Oh, boy, they're tough. And he wants me carrying 30-pound dumbbells, 30 in each hand, for 2 minutes on a farmer's carry. I did 40 pounds in each hand today
That's great.
for for close to 4 minutes, I believe.
Yeah. That's great.
So I'm doing what he told me to do. He says, he's not talking to me personally, but he is talking to me because I'm the guy reading the book. He says, Jim, you got to do your work today in preparation for what he calls the centenarian decathlon.
Yes.
Now, it's not the Bruce Jenner decathlon. No.
Right.
It's being able to walk a certain distance, being able to pick up a certain amount of weight, being able to do your own this, that, or the other thing. So it's a different decathlon, but we're training for that decathlon today. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
I'm not going to be throwing the javelin, trust me, but I'm training for that decathlon, the centenarian decathlon today.
Wow.
And I do plan on being 100 years old.
Yeah. Jim, thank you for just sharing. Yeah, guys, Jim did such an excellent job sharing about how to sell during a time when things are down and how to plan longer term, how to think longer term, and how to have a plan in place to keep growing.
Does your reason why make you cry? Go deep on that one, please, for me.
Yes.
Go deep on that one. Does your reason why make you cry? And then we seek expert counsel to figure out what are the things we need to do. I'm doing that right now. You're seeing it in action, and I will report back to you. I'm doing that right now. I do have a list that I'm working on right now. I'm not ready to share it yet, but I will share it. And it's a long list. That's why I'm not sharing it yet. But I'm working on it. I was working on it in bed last night, taking my notes, and I'm working on it. And I can tell you that Peter T wants me to be able to do a free hang from a bar, a dead hang, excuse me,
Yep.
for 60 seconds. Check mark. I can do it.
Yeah.
Can I do the pull-ups yet? No, but I'll get there. We're working on it.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, man.